Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. Tim Tebow might have more receiving yards than Demaryius Thomas in 2021 Perna. Think about that. The NFL would rather take a chance converting an old quarterback to a tight end than give an aging receiver one more chance. The NFL is a merciless bitch when you get old, and that reminder hit me hard today when Broncos legend Demaryius Thomas announced his retirement.
I finally came to a decision to hang it up. I'm gonna retire, and I'm gonna retire Denver Broncos.
Aaron Rodgers has until Friday to decide if he wants to opt out of the 2021 season, which if he does will force the Packers to pay him close to $20 million, taking a little bit of their leverage away and giving Rodgers one of the fattest unemployment checks in the 21st century. Mark Davis better have Geico or Liberty Bibberty, and God bless the king of frat guys, Travis Kelce. We'll talk about all that today, right after I wish John Elway happy birthday. Happy birthday, Scooter Elway! I'm so glad 9 months ago from today, your parents did that. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have a career. But more importantly, happy birthday to @Guillermo Yaves, my co-writer, my podcast co-host. Give him a follow. He's a man of, based on the two things I just said, 2 talents, and he deserves your attention. Whew, that's good sports. Please do not subscribe to this YouTube channel. I don't know why you keep doing it. I tell you not to, but you do it anyway. If you want to support this channel, you can buy my coffee, BenchwarmerBrew.com. We've got 2 roasts, a third coming soon. Is it a dark roast? Yeah, betcha, sweet butt it is. Look, this is my coffee company. I started it. I'm proud of it. I have really good fucking coffee. I promote it however the hell I want, which if you watch is usually weird. Ooh, you like the way this shoulda look coming. But every order we complete, we make a donation through the Faya Foundation to help feed people in need. So when you buy our coffee, you're doing something good for the world. And yes, shipping's a bitch. The shipping's expensive, so if you want to save on shipping, sign up for the subscription service. That's the cheapest way you can get the coffee. But when you give us your money, you get coffee. If you want to just piss away your money, you can support patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. I have shoutouts. I know they're overdue. I apologize. But shoutouts for Patrick Jackson, upping to $25 a month. Thank you, Patrick. The Red Ape with a $20 donation. Slan Mullen, Zachary Southers, James Alexander Speaks, Scrubber, Guillermo the Polite Raider Fan Contreras, and Cameron Vaught. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. Coming up, all $20 donors will be doing fantasy leagues in August. We got to do a Patreon Zoom meeting probably this week for all $10 donors. And yeah. All right. One of the most underrated players of the 2010s, Demaryius Thomas retired as a Bronco today after playing 10 years for the Broncos, Texans, and Jets. Now, a lot of people will remember Demaryius Thomas as Peyton Manning's top target for 4 seasons, but remember that he actually played just as long with Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow, Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, and Case Keenum. He actually played longer with all of those guys than with Peyton Manning, and DT produced with all of them. That's when you know a player is truly great. Now, some things I'll always remember about DT: his excellent debut against Seattle as a rookie, the walk-off touchdown against Pittsburgh in the playoffs, his one-handed catch against the Chiefs, catching the most passes in a Super Bowl, because that was the only thing I could hold on to from that game, saying fuck Tom Brady drunk in a bar. catching Peyton Manning's record-breaking touchdown pass against the 49ers, his 7-season streak without missing a game, and finally the sadness I felt when he was traded to Houston. And the sadness in knowing the last head coach he had was Adam Gase in New York. A tragic end to DT's career. Now, DT is probably the second best wide receiver in Broncos team history, an all-time Bronco, and although I just mentioned my favorite moments, his most impressive feat is having a 1,000-yard season along with Emmanuel Sanders, with Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch throwing him the ball. QB Peyton Manning and Tim Tebow were forced by Broncos Twitter to send DT a heartfelt retirement message on socials.
DT, my man.
It was an honor and a privilege to play with you, to be your teammate. Always had great respect for your toughness, your work ethic, your fearlessness across the middle, your ability to make big catches in big games.
You're a stud.
Never played with anybody as big and strong and powerful and as fast as you.
You're a stud.
I wish you all the best.
So congrats. And thank you, Demaryius Thomas, for an amazing career as a Bronco. You get a mile-high salute, and maybe in a few years you can come back as an edge rusher. Because apparently 3 teams are interested in former Giants running back Brandon Jacobs' services as defensive end. Jacobs is 39 and said that 3 teams are interested and that we would be shocked if we knew which teams they were. That's incorrect. The fact that one NFL team is interested in a 39-year-old pass rusher who has never indeed rushed the passer is the shocker. Out of all of the 32 owners, this woman had the bad luck to get into an accident with the one who's not a multi-billionaire. The one who drives a Mini Cooper and cuts his own hair with a weed whacker. Mark Davis. Seriously, what kind of self-respecting man drives a Mini Cooper? Okay, so this was just a fender bender that took place in a Las Vegas shopping complex where nobody was shopping for sex toys. And reportedly, instead of exchanging insurance, Mark Davis offered the woman Damon Arnett and Jonathan Abram to handle it out of pocket. Now, this is what Mac Jones looks like, at least according to Madden 22, which is coming out in a couple of months. Looking at this, they might need a couple more months before releasing. This looks more like Meth Jones, to be honest. More like Easy Mac Jones. More like PC Jones. Now, why did EA give Mac Jones a neckbeard and age him like he's Bill Belichick's son? Jones was a first-round draft pick, for Christ's sake. They should know what he looks like. Maybe technology is just too good now. Maybe EA's rendering program did a Google search of Mac Jones and saw 273,000 results of this photo and then accidentally aged Jones 15 years as if he smoked that cigar every day and ignored all 12 steps of the TB12 method. Now, some of the NFL's most elite tight ends held a tight end university last week. Tight End University sounds like my favorite softcore film that used to air on Cinemax After Dark. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and the now retired Greg Olsen put on the event to share their secrets with dozens of other tight ends across the league. Olsen shared his mental approach to the game. Kittle taught technique, giving pointers to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. And Travis Kelce taught the young tight ends how to become the most annoying person in any room, anywhere on earth.
Thank you guys all so much for coming to this. Yeah!
Travis Kelce, he reminds me of every guy I hated in high school.
We have 49 tight ends in attendance, which I think is a pretty incredible.
Yeah! Thank you for willing to be a part of this.
Look, Greg Olsen, legit cool. Nobody's arguing that. He embodies cool. Sure, he already graduated, but he's got a ways to go before he turns into a creep. George Kittle, cool, but in the, non-traditional way, the unique individual who is funny, loves pro wrestling and comic books, genuinely cool. Then there's Kelce, who tries way too hard but gets to carry the label of being cool solely because he's really good at football and gets to hang with the other cool guys. Barely.
Incredible.
Now, I do want to discuss whether or not Aaron Rodgers will use the opt-out clause this season. But first, I have to applaud Pro Football Talk for getting more mileage out of the "Who did Tom Brady call a motherfucker" line from HBO's The Shop than any football tabloid on earth. Even TMZ was like, yo, chill dudes. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 articles about something we never even got the answer to. Now, Tom Brady referred to some quarterback as a motherfucker. HBO teased it last week in a trailer for the show.
One of the teams, they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother.
And then, after watching the full episode, we got to see that Tom Brady never actually reveals who he was referencing. Had Brady done so, then I finally would have called him GOAT. My GOAT isn't shy about calling other quarterbacks motherfuckers. Now, Friday is a big day for Aaron Rodgers in terms of another deadline to watch. And he can thank COVID for having a trump card. Apparently, if Rodgers decides to opt out for the 2021 season for COVID, he doesn't forfeit $18.3 million in earned signing bonus money since his contract went into effect prior to October 1st, 2020. Basically, an opt-out could take away the Packers' leverage of withholding said $20 million, at least for this season, and then we'd get to play the Aaron Rodgers guessing game all over again in 2022. If Rodgers does opt out, he cannot play for any team this season. So that's where it gets dicey. So basically, Rodgers can tell Green Bay he's planning on opting out unless they trade him. And then if they don't trade him and he opts out, they look dumb for paying a quarterback $20 million who's not playing for an entire season. Almost like what the Broncos did with Joe Flacco. But different. Although they both only have one Super Bowl win. So the Packers, do they risk paying a guy $20 million to not play instead of just getting some very, very valuable assets for him in terms of draft picks? You'd assume if Rodgers is willing to not play in 2021 that he has no intention of returning to Green Bay ever. So maybe he's able to force something to happen this week. This is a rare case though where the structure of bonuses actually hurts the team. Because usually bonuses are there to offset cap space for certain years, but however they drew out the opt-out deals benefits Aaron Rodgers in this situation because of his bonuses. He gets to keep $6.8 million, which was a roster bonus back in March, plus a prorated $11.5 million signing bonus. So it's just strange that this is falling into his favor. Unfortunately for Green Bay, this gives Rodgers 18.3 million reasons to not play this season. I would gladly not work for a year for $18.3 million. The problem for Rodgers, the reason he may not exercise this option is because he has to decide by Friday. Again, credit Pro Football Talk for getting those late June clicks. Aaron Rodgers has a silver bullet to force the Packers' hand. A day later, Aaron Rodgers, why he won't use that silver bullet. The idea is that another month and a half to work something out with Green Bay or convince them to trade him is a better option than opting out this week. That's a bold move to do before basically July starts. But if you don't think this motherfucker is scared to be bold, well then you don't know Aaron Rodgers. More seriously, I think there's no chance in hell a guy who just won MVP opts out. As a pro athlete, a premier pro athlete at the top of his game, that's just not the type of momentum you kill by taking a year off. Nobody's ever done that. Oh, shit. Never mind. Oddly, in the Packers' case, they're praying to God that they don't have to start the guy named Jordan. Thanks for watching this stupid show in the month of June when nothing's happening. You guys make the world go round. There's a video on the screen if you want to watch that.